back to ILTV on the Hour. We're live from Israel, bringing you the biggest headlines of the region. I'm Deva Klein, and here is your roundup of the latest developments coming out of Israel. This morning, Prime Minister Netanyahu sent an official pardon request in regards to his ongoing corruption trial. After Trump's visit, where the American president told Israeli President Isaac Herzog to pardon Netanyahu, the Prime Minister was required to file an official document, a move that has now been done. Here's what the Prime Minister had to say.
התלבטתי רבות בעניין זה, אבל מה שקרה בזמן האחרון הכריע את הכף. בגלל החלטה שנובעת מהרכב השופטים הדן בתיק, אני נדרש להעיד 3 פעמים בשבוע. 3 פעמים בשבוע. זו דרישה בלתי אפשרית שאיננה נדרשת משום אזרח אחר בישראל. כמו כן, עמדו לנגד עיניי פניותיו החוזרות ונשנות של הנשיא טראמפ לנשיא המדינה. הנשיא טראמפ קרא לסיום מיידי של המשפט, כדי שאוכל יחד איתו לקדם ביתר שאת אינטרסים חיוניים המשותפים לישראל ולארצות הברית בחלון זמנים שספק אם יחזור. אזרחי ישראל היקרים, פעם אחר פעם נבחרתי בבחירות דמוקרטיות וקיבלתי את האמון שלכם להמשיך לכהן כראש ממשלת ישראל בראש וראשונה כדי לממש יעדים היסטוריים אלה. מטעמים אלה הגישו היום עורכי דיני בקשה לחנינה לנשיא המדינה. אני מצפה שכל מי שטובת המדינה לנגד עיניו יתמוך בצעד זה.
And it is now up to the president whether to pardon Netanyahu or not, a decision which is expected to be made in the coming weeks. And the Syrian front exploded over the weekend, with the IDF now weighing a major escalation in Syria. This after new intelligence suggests that Syrian President Ahmed al-Shaara's own general intelligence forces may have directly fired on Israeli troops during this weekend's operations in Beijing. What began as a routine arrest raid has now turned into one of the most dangerous incidents since Israel entered southern Syria last year. Israeli media reports say that if the IDF confirms regime involvement, the army could shift from targeted arrest to a far more aggressive strategy, including frequent, precise airstrikes to break the growing network of terror cells near the border. This development follows a tense weekend with the IDF's 55th Brigade operating in southern Syria to apprehend 2 terrorists when the brigade came under intense fire from local terrorists. The gun battle left 6 Israeli soldiers injured, 3 of them in serious condition. The troops were evacuated and the mission was complete. And on a different front, this weekend, the IDF struck Hezbollah sites across southern Lebanon in a series of precision airstrikes based on real-time intelligence. The targets included weapons storage facilities and military positions. They are built in violation of the ceasefire. The IDF added that Hezbollah is actively preparing attacks on Israel. These strikes come as Pope Leo is expected to arrive in Lebanon today. Ahead of his visit, Hezbollah chief Naim Qassem welcomed the Pope and called on him to condemn what he called Israeli aggression. Qassem said today the group, quote, has the right to respond to Israel's killing of its military chief Ali Tabatabai in a Beirut airstrike. Qassem called the strike a blatant aggression and warned that Hezbollah will choose the time and the place of its response. And on a slightly more positive note, after 738 days in captivity, recently released hostage Yosef Haim Ohana finally returns home. The former hostage was dispatched today from the Kfar Maccabia Rehabilitation Center and has returned to his hometown of Kiryat Malachi. Yosef was welcomed by a crowd of fellow residents, and video footage captures the emotional moment where the former hostage even recites a prayer to thank God. But instead of reeling in the positivity of the moment, Haim Ohana used the opportunity to remind the crowd of the last remaining Israeli hostage, Staff Sergeant Ran Gvili, whose body has yet to be recovered from Gaza. And that's a wrap for this edition of ILTV on the Hour. Scan the QR code on your screen for more updates. But in the meantime, I am Deva Klein, and thanks so much for watching.